In the wake of the latest police report, the Trump transition team is standing by Pete Hegseth, with officials insisting there is no intention to withdraw his nomination. The Trump team has reiterated that the police report aligns with what Hegseth's attorneys have maintained, that the allegations against him were fully investigated and no charges were filed. However, it's important to note that the report doesn't explicitly declare the allegations to be false. It simply states there was no prosecution. The details surrounding the investigation remain unclear. Hegseth himself has stated that he was cleared, but this may refer to the fact that the case did not result in charges, not an official exoneration. There is also mention of an agreement, which Hegseth's attorney claims was made due to the timing of the incident, to avoid a public spectacle that could potentially cost Hegseth his job. This doesn't necessarily indicate guilt, but suggests a desire to prevent further damage to his career. At the moment, it's hard to know for certain what happened behind the scenes. The Trump team's stance is clear, though they are steadfast in their support of Hegseth, believing the absence of charges is enough to quell any concerns. The bigger question, however, lies in the political repercussions and the response from the Republican Party, particularly Senate Republicans. Trump's choice of Hegseth as a nominee has already raised eyebrows due to the quick nature of his selection, with little time for vetting or thorough background checks. There are concerns about what other potential scandals may emerge as the vetting process was rushed. Despite these concerns, one source close to Trump emphasized that these appointments, including Hegseth, are ones that Trump personally chose, not ones pushed on him by others. This could make Trump more protective of Hegseth, as he tends to have a strong sense of loyalty toward those he personally selects for positions of power. This loyalty could, however, be tested if the controversy surrounding Hegseth escalates. Trump has a reputation for discarding people who cause too much political damage, so there's always the risk that he could change his stance if the situation worsens. For now, though, Trump is backing Hegseth wholeheartedly, partly due to the personal connection and his own experiences with legal battles. The response from other Republican senators has been varied, with some offering their full support for Hegseth, calling him a strong nominee. Senator Bill Hagerty, for example, dismissed the allegations as she said, and likened them to the controversy surrounding Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation process. On the other hand, some senators have expressed concerns, particularly those who have championed women's rights or have a history of opposing figures tied to allegations of sexual assault. Senators like Joni Ernst, who has worked on issues related to sexual assault in the military, may pose a challenge to Hegseth's nomination if they choose to stand against him. The nomination also raises the issue of how these controversies affect the Trump transition as a whole. Karl Rove recently wrote an op-ed criticizing the Trump transition for its lack of adequate vetting and for prioritizing personal loyalty over qualifications. These missteps could cost Trump politically, potentially harming his public image and reducing his ability to shore up popular support. However, the transition is not just about personnel decisions, it's also about fulfilling campaign promises. Despite the distractions, work is still being done behind the scenes to address key issues, such as immigration reform, which remains a priority. Trump's push for mass deportations and other policy changes is actively being planned, indicating that the administration is still focused on delivering the changes Trump promised during the campaign. Overall, while the controversy surrounding figures like Pete Hegseth and Matt Gaetz might slow down the transition and create distractions, the Trump team seems determined to push forward with its agenda. The outcome of the Senate hearings and the broader confirmation process will likely shape how these challenges are navigated and whether these controversies will ultimately prove to be too much for the Trump administration to overcome.